Darko, they're a very tough matchup for you guys with all their length and athleticism. Do you find that as the game went on?
Yes, I did. I thought that in the first half we did a pretty solid job outside of those 2 first minutes to start the game. After that, I thought that we did really good job of fighting, and we kept them to 2 offensive rebounds only in the first half, and we were able, with our aggressiveness, to come up with steals and opportunities for us to run in transition. But as the game progressed, their physical attributes came to the full light.
Obviously, more often than not, you want to let Brady sort of play through his mistakes. Tonight, a little less of that maybe down the stretch. What do you tell him, maybe not tonight, but in the coming tomorrow, about this as a learning experience?
I think the biggest thing with his learning experience here is learning how to play to start, first of all, because he's been starting for like a couple of games now. Second thing is how to play starters minutes. And that was, he played a game with 39 minutes, then 36 minutes. He had a couple of games in a row. So to a certain degree, I expected a dip at some point. And unfortunately, it was that night today. He did not have that extra juice that he usually brings. And it was a tough night. But sometimes, yes, playing through mistakes, but sometimes, he needs to understand, I can't do this. And there is a fine line. Sometimes learning is on the bench as well.
You went with Jemias in that spot where we've seen Javon and Jalen a bit recently. Why did you go with him there, and what did you think of what you got from him tonight?
He just signed on a second 10-day with us. He's a young, talented player that we wanted to take a look at him because he just joined our organization. We don't know a lot about him, and what I did like is that scrappiness and defensive effort that he was giving us. He was able to score to make 2 threes in the first half as well. He had 7 points at the halftime. I just like that his own ball defense and aggressiveness that he brought to the team today.
You mentioned that physicality early. You guys have had injuries to the front court. It seems like these games just kind of like Sisyphus pushing the boulder up the hill. How do you keep motivating guys to guard up positions repeatedly night after night like this?
To be honest with you, I don't have any problem with that because this group shows up to work every single day. Every practice, every shoot around, they bring their best and they're focused and they're asking questions and they're really trying to improve. And that's my mindset as well. All we can do is control our work and what we put in. And as I said, I thought that we did some really good stuff tonight. We just could not put it enough minutes of that good basketball to win a basketball game. But all this experience is gonna give us a lot of benefits in the future.
How beneficial is it to play the same team again, but this time obviously in their home court, but pointing out good footage from tonight?
Yeah, it is very, very good. We just talked about it in the locker room. It's going to be great for us to learn from what we did in this game, what we can improve, what are the potential adjustments. We can kind of look at it as a mini playoff series, playing the same opponent twice in 48 hours. So and I'm really excited to go to film and go to practice and to get our guys ready to go out there and then play a better game.
You got 14 points off the bench from Jordan. What did you see from him tonight?
Jordan, I saw 14 points as well, same like you did. But I also saw improvement on defensive end. He's been working very hard to improve his on-ball defense activities. Staying in the stand, staying in front of the defense there. But there is next layer to it. I'm greedy. I always want more and always want better from all the players. And I believe that he's a player that can give us even more.
You got a lot of guys in different roles. Grady in starting minutes. Ochai's a starting power forward. Kelly's playing starter center minutes. How do you evaluate them in their different spots?
Doug, sounds like you want some minutes as well. It sounds like you want to play.
The defibrillator.
It's really goals that we lay down to all those guys, expectations, and then evaluating in that regard. We're learning about them, but at the same time, there is a game plan. There is individual player development plan for each of those guys, and really trying to see how they're doing in those goals. And I never like to go like game by game and just like make conclusions based on that. I like to give players multiple games and opportunities so we can really take a good look at them.
Are there any specifics in terms of next steps, next goals for Grady as he kind of progresses and gets more opportunity here?
I mean, I think what he's going through now is invaluable. Starter minutes, playing heavy minutes, he looks tired, but he needs to learn how to play through that. He played more games this season than he played previous 5 years of his life. College season is getting to the end, and he's still playing. So there is, for a 20-year-old, there is so much to learn. Even to a certain degree, failure in a bad game is good, because he's going to go back, he's going to analyze it, he's going to learn something from it, and he's going to come back being better. So to answer your question, I think it's just like taking one day at a time approach, and taking a lot of lessons on defensive end and on the offensive end, what he can do better.
Early on in the season, one of the first things you talked about with Brady was working on footwork and the stuff up top to get up court over top of screens. How have you noticed the progression in his ability to kind of like navigate the physicality off ball at the NBA level?
That's a very good memory you have, remembering what we talked about at the start of the season about Grady. I see a lot of improvement there. Even in season, he was able to gain a little bit of weight, muscle weight, good weight. He's moving better. He's learning moving patterns on defensive end. He's able to catch up, not just because of his foot speed, but also because he's doing the right thing there. And the same thing applies on offense. He is already working on some stuff that they're going to try to unleash this summer league offensively and defensively, but it just takes time and takes a lot of work and takes a lot of progression in his work.
I got Grayson's jersey. I played with him in Milwaukee. That's my guy. So I had him hanging on to it for me for a little bit.
Jordan, what do you hope to get out of the last 15 or have been hoping to get out of these last 20 games or so, given your situation?
I think just steady improvement on both ends of the floor. It's something that they're preaching every day in practice, not just myself, but the whole team. And just, that's really the biggest thing, just improving and, getting better every day.
I mean, you've been on some pretty good teams up to this point, and it's going to sometimes be hard to get in those situations. So when you're in one now where there's a lot of runway here, you kind of feel an urgency to take advantage?
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely easier to play, when you get in consistent minutes, night in and night out. But you just it's part of the NBA, you just got to make the most of every opportunity, however it comes. Obviously, it's not ideal right now with guys being injured. You want to get those minutes because, with a full, healthy team. So it is what it is. Just got to, keep trying to capitalize on those moments. So.
Jordan, you mentioned how you're trying to get better, obviously individually, but there's a lot of guys on this team who are getting more minutes than they've ever seen before. What's it like learning as a group, learning as a team?
It's been good. It's a challenge we're all facing. We're all, most of us are new guys on this team, outside of a handful, and we're still, meshing. Everybody's learning each other still. We're all, for the most part, we're all pretty, young or relative in age outside of, I guess you could say, Grady. So, we're all learning each other, figuring it out. And like I said, we've been working hard in practice every day. And these coaches have done a great job with the development of everybody. Everybody's locked in and just taking those steps.
Has it been difficult to build chemistry on the fly? I mean, there's not a ton of practice time at this point in the season, and there's been so many different lineups and guys in and out. What's the learning curve like for groups that in some cases have never played together?
It's different, but like I said, it's part of being in this league. Something you just gotta do and adjust on the fly. It can happen to anybody. Like I said, everybody here is going through it now. Like I said, we got basically a whole new team, and I think long term it'll help us out, and it's another thing where we can just improve together. Nobody's perfect, and everybody on this team has room to improve, and I think that's what's great about it, and we should just keep doing it moving forward.
Seeing that you have to play Orlando again in Orlando, what was the one thing that stood out to you, or two things that stood out to you tonight about them?
I think first, obviously their defense, their size. They're a really good defensive team. I think we just gotta, stay on the glass, get some of those rebounds, not let them have second chance points, and then just limit turnovers. They're really active and get into passing lanes, so just gotta take care of the ball.
Gary, obviously this is a young team. You're one of the older guys now, and I think the longest tenured, at least, of the guys that are playing right now. Has your role changed at all from a leadership standpoint? Do you feel like that are guys picking your brain just in terms of the league and what they need to be doing with these minutes that they're getting?
Most definitely. Even just before the season started, again, me and Coach Evo, we've been working with me and Grady. We've been the group together basically just since the summer. Just when I first came in, I was just trying to really show him a certain mindset, a certain approach, a certain focus you should have, whether it's in between drills, whether it's paying attention to how your footing is on your jumpers, all types of things. And he's been super receptive, and he's asked me a lot of questions too on the court. He asked me questions about what tattoos he should get, all types of stuff. So it's been cool so far, but we continue to keep building. Everybody's is trying to grow together and keep going.
What tattoo advice have you given?
He had an idea of something. I told him it'd be nice if he did it, so he might surprise y'all with a post or something later this summer or something.
Outside of tattoos, you said that you guys prepared together all year. What have you seen from him, on the court improvement-wise, especially with him becoming a starter over the last week?
For sure. I just really seen him getting more comfortable. Obviously, he's thrown into a situation that's not, relatively easy. A new coach, trying to figure everything out. We had a lot of changes as a rookie, so that could be a lot for you. But again, he's handled it well. He's handled his G League stint when they sent him down. He's been super receptive. He's been like a sponge. He's ready to learn. He's ready to keep going, take the next step. And he has so much more improvement to do and so much more to add to his game. His opportunity is limitless. So he must continue to keep working. And I'll continue to try to help him as much as I can.
What did you tell him after a tough game today? With him personally, it was kind of tough out there. He's getting used to all these minutes, all these games. He's never played this many before.
Yeah, no matter what, keep going. The same thing I'm telling Jordan when he comes in, shoot, score. The same thing I'm telling JR, Ramsey, everybody's come in and be aggressive, be assertive. Obviously, it's the next man up, and there's a whole bunch of opportunity out there for a lot of people to showcase and try to help us get as many wins as we can and help contribute towards winning.
Gary, how long did it take you to become physically NBA ready? To the point where you can handle 35 minutes one night or 35 minutes back to back, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, for sure. My approach, my first time in the league was kind of different. You got to think, I was a second-round pick. I went to an established team with 8 years that was already together, so there was no plan. My first year, I was like training for the Olympics. I was running and lifting every single day. That's all I was doing for basically a year straight, and I accepted it. I dove into my work, and whatever came with it, came with it. And obviously, my dad is big and, body is good, and we've been doing a lot of calisthenics since I was a little kid. So from day one, I always had, baby pictures where I'm stocky. So, yeah.
What's your goal for the rest of the season personally?
Man, try to get as many wins as we can. Try to contribute towards winning again. Try to help guys get ready again. This is our season. We're still fighting for something, but it's even a bigger picture than that down the line. We're even starting to get ready for next year with little stuff, and we want to implement and everything. We're just trying to work on it and try to figure it out, make it work. And that's what we're going to continue to keep doing, and that's really the main focus and goal.
You mentioned just gym, basically, that type of stuff to start your career. You get your opportunity, you pop off in the playoffs. You come to Toronto, you get put in a starting position, you get bumped in and out of it, you stay professional the whole time. Now, the longest tenured Raptor that's playing and seeing all these different guys. What have you learned about yourself through all these different situations across the years?
Really just, I wouldn't really say learn about myself. It's just kind of something I already know. Again, I'm getting a hell of an opportunity to play in the NBA. It's a great league. Again, just because I may be sat playing and not playing and benched and not benched and opportunity may be gone and opportunity may be here. Again, I can just continue to work and again, control what I can control, try to be a good teammate, try to be a good, person, player, go out there and just try to help to contribute towards winning as much as I can. That's really my only main focus that I really have.
Those experiences help you relate to some of these younger guys because you've been in so many different roles?
Yeah, you could say that, and I honestly feel like I could help a lot too, because again, there's not one part of the NBA that I have not seen. Like for example, Scotty Barnes, he came into the league, who he is, what he's going to be, everything, give it to him, lights, glitz, glamour. I didn't went from the bench, behind the bench, I didn't been in a suit, I didn't been on the court, I didn't been a starter, I didn't been back bench, so there's no part of the game I think I haven't touched or been a part of. So I feel like that just helps me how to handle things and how to go about things, again, with just all those different situations I've been in my whole career.
The glasses, the aggressive cut, what do you make of that fashion trend? Like the Oakley style that came back in?
Yeah, I feel like, again, fashion always going to regurgitate itself. It's never going to leave. Again, it's always going to go for 10 years, and then they're going to bring back skinny jeans, and they're going to bring back big pants, and it's all on what you trying to do and how you trying to dress, you see what I'm saying? It's all on that.
What are you going to be ahead of the curve on?
Say that again?
What do you think is going to pop off next? Like, regurgitate next? Skinny jeans?
Whatever individuals want to wear, I don't know, you see what I'm saying? That's what I'm doing, so it's going to be that, yeah.
Thanks for watching the Toronto Raptors YouTube channel. Check out our latest video and subscribe for more.
Denied. Lead pass. Here's McDaniels. In a crowd. Wide open three.